At the United Nations Volunteers Program, we are committed to promote diverse and inclusive workspaces. Seeking to leave no one behind, the UNV program supports UN partners in the mobilization of UN volunteers with disabilities. Persons with disabilities represent approximately 15% of the world's population. They face greater difficulties in finding jobs and volunteer opportunities due to preconceptions about their employability and prejudices about their abilities. As someone who leads the selection and manages UN volunteers, you can make a difference by promoting equal opportunities for persons with disabilities. Through simple actions, you can facilitate an inclusive work culture in your recruitment processes, personnel management, and performance assessment. How can this be achieved? Here are some tips. From the outset, you should be thinking about reasonable accommodations. These are modifications and/or adaptations that ensure equal conditions for the UN volunteer with disabilities throughout their assignment. There are 3 types of reasonable accommodation measures. 1. Adjustments of work equipment. 2. Modification of tasks. And 3. Adaptation of working arrangements and environment. Note that 80% of reasonable accommodation measures do not require funding, but simply creative solutions. During recruitment, ensure that the description of assignment clearly states the duties and working conditions. Prior to the interview, ask the candidate if they require any specific accommodation for the evaluation process. The objective is to create equal conditions for all applicants. Remember not to ask the candidate directly about their disability. Instead, ask about a candidate's competencies and strategies to perform their duties. You can also ask whether they think they will require any reasonable accommodations to carry out their tasks. It is important to always maintain an unbiased attitude. Avoid prejudices and avoid assuming that someone will not be able to perform because of their disability. You're the one who can create a professional environment. Ensure that reasonable accommodations are in place before the UN volunteer begins their assignment, and that the main source of information regarding these is the chosen candidate. Unexpected challenges may arise during the assignment. These can be overcome with the right mindset and in collaboration with the volunteer. Remember, a diverse team represents an opportunity to innovate and learn from each other. In terms of professional development opportunities, ensure that volunteers can participate in accessible learning programs. Reach out to discuss their strengths and the skills they need to hone to further develop their career aspirations. Remember to involve your entire team in the commitment to the inclusion of persons with disabilities. Consider organizing trainings and awareness-raising sessions. At the end of the assignment, conduct an exit interview with a UN volunteer. Always include questions that allow to identify areas of improvement on both sides. Together, we can thus advance the United Nations Disability Inclusion Strategy, because a diverse and inclusive workplace benefits all.